This will be Thursday, February 13th, otherwise known as Valentine's Eve. And we're going to be going over all kinds of fun stories for what you guys call that all the time. Alright. Now I want to do a quick review of the season story, just the speedy version to try and help you out, make sure all the information's in your brain. Starts off with the fact that Hades can't get himself a girlfriend, so because of that he decides to go and steal himself one. And who does he steal as a girlfriend? Persephone. Who is Persephone's mom? Demeter. And so Demeter gets sad when her daughter is taken, and so she decides to go and replace and get one of her own. So how does she decide to get one of her own?
She kidnaps another.
Goes and tries to. She doesn't kidnap quite yet. She starts off with doing the whole I'm going to be a babysitter, and then I'm going to kidnap it. And the problem is it's a human baby, and she's a god, and that makes her sad. So what do you have to do to the human baby?
Make her immortal.
Make it immortal. And that's when you have to find out the nectar and ambrosia, the inflating it like a balloon. And then you also have to, what's the final step?
Put it in fire.
Throwing it into a fireplace, because it's supposed to melt off the human skin to let the new skin come through. That's when the mom comes in and freaks out like, "You're burning my baby!" And like, "Oh, it's delicious. It's fire roasted. It's okay." And so that's when you have that whole issue. She decides, after getting caught, Demeter gets really sad and refuses to let anything grow on Earth. Everything starts dying off. We get our first season, which is
winter.
Winter comes in. Zeus gets upset because with nothing growing, no one can
eat. No sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Yeah. He could care less about the living and the eating, but there's no sacrificing. He's like, we got to have sacrifices because I'm not getting any more likes on my Facebook page. So because of that, he decides we're going to have to bring Persephone back. The problem is, while Persephone was in the underworld, she made a poor choice. What poor choice does she make?
She ate a pomegranate. Well, 7 seeds.
7 seeds of a pomegranate, which is a type of fruit. If you've never had a pomegranate, looks like that. It's got these little berry type things on the inside. It's all packed inside of it. It's got hundreds of them in there. She ate 7 in this story. I've seen anywhere from 3 to 7, depending on the type of story that it is. But she eats the seeds, and because she eats the seeds, what does she have to do?
Stay with Hades 7 months of every year.
So part of the year she has to stay back down there. That's when Demeter gets sad. But when Persephone is with her mom, what season do we have?
Summer and spring.
That's where summer comes in. And then as it goes along, she gets depressed because her daughter's leaving. And what season do you get?
Winter.
Fall. Then when her daughter is officially gone and all she has to sit around eating ice cream, we get?
Winter.
That's winter. But then she's excited because her daughter's coming back. And you want to make sure the house looks all nice and pretty. We get?
Spring.
Spring. And then finally they're back together again and you get?
Summer again.
According to the Greeks, there's only 2 seasons, winter and summer, when they're together, when they're apart. The whole spring and fall is just a transition thing. It's really just summer, winter, summer, winter. And so that's how we have set up with the whole story of seasons. In our next story that we'll get to for today, the problem is, now that we have winter, humans get really whiny and upset because we have no way of keeping warm in the wintertime. We were fine when it was just summer going nonstop. But now that it's winter, we don't have fire because Zeus refuses to give humans fire for 2 reasons. One, yes. Lake?
They have to ask to sacrifice to Hephaestus then?
No.
Close, not that bad, I guess.
Making pointy weapons and burning down the world.
One is he's afraid that there's a prophecy that says the world's going to be burnt down in flame. He's like, there's no way you can give humans fire. Because if you give humans fire, it's like giving a toddler a blowtorch and saying, go play in that hay factory. He's like, nothing good would ever come from it. So no giving fire to humans. The other part is, he likes to have humans around for sacrificing, but the more important thing, when he gets really mad, what does he want to do?
Kill him.
How?
With his stomping.
By stomping on them. So by going down there and doing the squishy, squishy, so mad, and doing the stompy, stompy, he's like, if we give humans fire, they're going to learn how to melt metal. If they learn how to melt metal, they're going to learn how to make armor and weapons. If they can learn how to make weapons, they can use them against me when I go stompy, stompy. Now, can they kill him?
No.
No. But the issue is right now, when he goes and stomps on them, it's like going outside and stomping on slugs. Slugs can't do anything to you besides go squish, squish, and that's it. Really satisfying. But now imagine you give the slugs a whole bunch of nails and thumbtacks. When you go out there and stomp on them, you're like, you can still go squish. It's like squish, ouch. And it takes the fun out of it. So he says, tells the gods, no one is allowed to give fire to the humans. Because if you do, bad things happen. So he decrees it. Well, time goes by. And as time goes by, eventually humans keep whining and complaining. And it gets so much whining and complaining to the point that Zeus gets fed of it. And he's like, every time I come outside, that's all they're doing. Oh my goodness, we're so cold. My friend just froze. My baby's a popsicle. Oh my God. He's like, I can't handle the whining. So Zeus decides to solve the problem. How does Zeus solve problems?
By killing people.
He's going to kill off the whole race. He's like, how about this? We just go ahead, kill all these humans, and we go ahead and just start all over again. So that becomes his plan. Kill off all the humans, start over again. Well, Prometheus hears about this. Prometheus is like, well, that's not a good solution. You can't just go killing everyone when you get grumpy. So Prometheus decides he's going to go behind Zeus's back and help the humans out with fire. Well, the problem is, the gods typically, whenever they go down and use fire, there's a big fireplace up on Mount Olympus. And what they would do is they would use this big metal cone to scoop up coals, take the coals down to earth, and that's what the gods would use, like a magic lighter. They'd make like a big pile of fire, make a big pile of wood, dump in the coals, and that would start fires for them. So Prometheus goes, that's his big cone, takes the big cone down, scoops up some of the coals, so he has a big thing of fire. He's going to take this down to earth for the humans. But he can't just give fire to humans, because that won't solve the problem, because Zeus will just come down and put the fire out. So what does he need to do with the humans?
Teach them how to make it.
Teach them how to make fire. So Prometheus comes down with this big cone full of fire, lands on a beach, and goes, humans, come forth! And the humans get all like, yes, what's up, mighty giant god with the fire stick thing?
Wait, I thought they can't see him.
Yeah.
Not in his true form. He comes down in the human form. So he has it.
You know,
He goes
Is
down.
he flying down?
Well, because once he's down there, what the gods could do is they could come in there like giants, and then they could shrink down. In their giant form, they don't have to be, they could just be like big humans. So he comes down all big and then shrinks down. They're magic and they're make-believe, so you just kind of have to roll with it. So he shows up, they're like, oh, it's a big giant god. And he's like, come forth. And they all come running to him. He goes, and then shrinks down. He goes, I want to show you something. And the humans go, is it fire? He goes, you've seen this? They go, we love it. It keeps us warm and it makes hamburgers. They go, all right. He goes, bring me some sticks. So they bring a big pile of sticks and pile them all together. He goes, watch this. And he takes the little fire thing, throws it on top, and the whole sticks go up in flames. Whoosh. And they go, thank you, mighty God, for showing us fire. He goes, oh, watch this. Takes his foot, grows back up, booga, 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 and then stomps out the fire. Smash, 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 smash. And he goes back down. He goes, that was really mean. And he just started crying right there in front. He goes, wait, I want to show you something. I go, what? Is this mean as that last thing? Because that was really bad. He goes, goes over and picks up 2 sticks. He goes, watch this. With the 2 sticks, he goes, shuka, 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 fire. And it falls off the sticks. He was go, magic sticks! And they get all excited. He's like, no, not magic sticks. All sticks are magical. And they go, all sticks are magical. He's like, that's not what I meant. He was like, here, come grab 2 sticks. He brings the human over. And the 2 sticks, he goes, do what I did. The human goes, whack, whack, whack. He's like, no, that's drumming. Completely different. He's like, take the 2 sticks, and you want to rub them. Shucka, 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 fire. He was like, oh, and they get all excited. He goes, that's how you make fire. He goes, now here's what you need to do. You need to run and tell everyone you can tonight. Run from village to village, showing everyone how to make fire. And go! And the humans take off. Whee! And they run through the village. And they go, have you seen the magic sticks? They go, no. And the humans pull down 2 sticks. They go, watch this. Shucka, 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 fire. And they're like, oh, magic shucka, shucka sticks. And they get all excited. And then they run and tell and it starts going from village to village to village. As fast as the humans can run and shucka, shucka sticks, they can spread fire. Well, that night, Zeus wakes up in the middle of the night, stretches, I'm going to go get something to drink. Goes out, gets something to drink, is looking outside, checking out the stars, because he's really close on the mountain. He's like, oh, look at the pretty stars. They go all the way down to the horizon, and then all the way across the ground, and there's stars up. Why are there stars on the ground? And he looks down, and there's little stars everywhere. He's like, those aren't stars, those are fire! And he realizes there's fires everywhere out there on the earth. He's like, that's not good, because there should only be fire if there's a God down there. And that's a lot of gods hanging out. Now, there's like a regular party going on. He's like, something's up. So he calls Hermes. Hermes! And Hermes comes up. Ying! He goes like, what's up, boss? He's like, hey, I need you to go down to Earth and find out what's going on. Hermes is like, all right, I'll be right back. Wing! Comes back a second later. Wing! He's like, boss, bad news. Zeus is like, what's up? He goes, the humans have shaka shaka sticks. He goes, oh, no! What's a shaka shaka stick? And Hermes goes, well, you're going and taking 2 sticks. And they're going, shaka shaka, shaka shaka, shaka shaka, fire. And Zeus realizes the humans now have fire. Only one person will be bold enough to go against him and give fire to humans. And that would be?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. And Zeus does the Prometheus! Realizes he's been tricked again. Because now, not only did Prometheus not just give fire to humans, he taught fire to humans. So there's not much good to go down there and stomp it all out. He's mad. So he decides to unleash his fury on Prometheus. Goes and finds Prometheus and decides it's punishment time.
Ooh.
We'll get there. Now first, he goes, Prometheus, I'm going to punish you from now until
Forever.
the end of time, unless you answer one question for me. And Prometheus goes, well, as king of the gods, Zeus has one question he wants answered that only Prometheus can answer because of Prometheus' special ability. What's Prometheus' special ability? Seeing in the future. So what would be the one question Zeus wanted to know as king of the gods?
How is he going to
Will
die?
everything
No.
get destroyed?
No.
I mean, will
How
they
do you
get
put out the
destroyed?
fire? How are you gonna get?
Hera.
Who's going to overthrow him? Remember the curse of Uranus as king of the gods? So he says, I want to know who's going to overthrow me. Tell me that information. Prometheus goes, and he refuses to tell Zeus because Prometheus is not an idiot. He knows as soon as he tells Zeus, what will Zeus do?
Still torturing.
Tartarus.
What will he do? That
You kill the
Kill
person
him.
with
Tartarus.
he'll kill that person. He goes, as soon as I give you a name, you're going to kill the kid. He's like, I'm not going to give you a name of some kid to go kill. Zeus goes, fine. How about you give me the name of the mother of the person? How about that?
What?
Prometheus goes, oh, okay. No! Because as soon as he gives up the name, what's Zeus going to do?
Kill the mother.
Yeah, he's like, whatever name I give you, the only way you're safe is if you kill that person off. So I'm not going to tell you. He's like, so do your worst, big boy. What you got? Well, of course, Prometheus already knows what's coming. And why does Prometheus already know?
Because he can see in the
He
future.
can see in the future.
Wait,
So
I have a
Zeus,
question.
I'm sure you do.
Oh.
Zeus has 3 parts to the punishment he's going to give to him. First, he takes him up to the top of a really, really tall mountain and chains him to this mountain, arms and legs chained to it. Sorry, I have an
Did they
actual
break
video
out?
of Prometheus showing up. I was there, I had a video camera, so wait. This is Prometheus when he showed up, we were all excited. That was Bob, that was Frank, that was Tommy. They're so silly. They got all excited about the fire thing. Now, Prometheus, here's what happens to him. He gets chained up onto this mountain. That's the first part of the punishment. He's chained up there and left there for 1,000 years. But this mountain that Zeus chooses is right next to the sun. So every morning when the sun rises, it goes right past the mountain and it burns off all of Prometheus' skin. Turns him into like instant bacon. Crispy, crispy, crunch! It's like, ah! And it gets all twitchy as it goes by. Does it kill Prometheus?
No.
Why?
He's immortal.
Nicely done. So throughout the day, he reheals until the nighttime when it gets so cold that he freezes and he becomes a titansicle. And he's just like that. The next day, freeze and thaw. It continues every day. That's the second part of the torture. Part 3 of the torture, Zeus sends a giant eagle every day to land on top of Prometheus and eat his liver. It lands on him, does pecky pecky, gobble gobble, crunch crunch, and eats out his entire liver. Does it kill him?
No.
No, because he's a god. And every day he reheals, bird comes back the next day, and Zeus tells him, I will release you from this the moment you tell me who's going to overthrow me or the name of the mother. Prometheus goes, no, I'll never tell you. And he never does. He stays there for thousands of years. He is eventually released by one of Zeus's sons, but that's a story much later down the line. But he does stay there and does get tortured. Yes.
Well, doesn't he already know who the mother is? Because,
Who?
like, Hera? Isn't it because, like, Cronus set a curse on him that...
One of your children.
Yeah, so
And
why
Zeus-
does he need to know
because-
the mother?
Zeus has had millions.
Hera's not the
Oh,
mother of
yeah,
all.
I forgot.
Okay. Jack,
With snow, it lasts for 1,000 years.
1,000 till the end of time.
Forever.
So now Zeus is only halfway happy because humans got fire, which he said should not happen. There's 2 things he wants to do: torture the person that gave humans fire, and that was
Prometheus.
Prometheus, and torture who receives the fire. And who received the fire?
Humans.
Humans. So he has to torture humans, but that's where it gets tricky because he needs humans to do something for him.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifices. And if he tortures the humans, what's going to happen?
He's gonna lose all the
They're not gonna
population.
He's like, how do I torture them without them knowing I'm torturing them? He's like, ooh, that's a toughie. And he comes up with a plan. He thinks of the best torture ever, called women. So he comes up with an idea. And for this one, at this time, we do not have any evils in the world. There's no bad things out there. Yes.
Does he seriously come up with woman?
Well, a particular woman, but yes. And
Hera.
so there's no evils in the world. There's no bullying. There's no hatred. There's no racism. Nothing. The world is a happy place. So Zeus goes to Hephaestus and goes, all right, I've got a massive plan. It's going to take years to put into effect. But step one, I need you to create the perfect woman. We're going to make a human woman out of clay. And he gives Hephaestus the magic clay. He goes, carve this to look like the most beautiful woman you can. Hephaestus is like, not a problem. So Hephaestus carves her to look who he thinks the most beautiful woman is. And that is?
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite, his wife. And so Hephaestus carves her out, like,
It's his wife.
Zeus, who he thinks is,
Yeah.
Zeus goes around and takes this girl by the name of Pandora, and takes this clay Pandora to each of the Olympians. He goes, I need you to give her a special ability, a gift that no one else has to make her better, to make her perfect. So each god comes up with something. The ability to play the piano, the ability to have a good sense of humor, the ability to not be dumb, the ability to do good math, the ability to give great high fives. And so each god comes up with some special ability and gives it to her. Zeus goes last. Zeus comes up with a little tiny kernel of curiosity. And he takes this little pellet of curiosity and shoves it into her brain. In her little clay head. Pushes it into the back there, sprinkles on the magic dust, and she comes to life. Look at, I'm a real girl. And dances around. Then he goes into part 2 of the plan. Takes Pandora down to the creator of humans. And who created humans? Prometheus. And he goes, Prometheus, did I ever thank you for creating humans? And Prometheus is like, no, you just yelled at me and made me cry because I made mistakes and I feel bad. Zeus is like, well, I apologize. Let me hook you up and I'll apologize. You get to marry her. And Prometheus is like, whoa, you can yell at me anytime you want. I'll cry all the time. That's the best thing ever. And so Prometheus and Pandora get married. Pandora's name breaks into 2 words in Greek. Pan, which means to have many of something, and Dora, which means gifts. And so Pandora means many gifts, because she was given many gifts.
Like Pandora's
That's her name.
box.
So now, Zeus steps back and lets Pandora and Prometheus live in happiness. Years go by, and Zeus just waits, just doing the whole evil laugh. Evil laugh. And he's just waiting until finally he goes, it's time. So he goes back to Hephaestus, and he goes, time for part 2. Part 2 of Evil Plan. He goes and has Hephaestus build a big box. Nothing too special about it, just has to be really strong. And the box should be big enough to put a person inside of it, with a little bit of extra room. He goes, don't make it look too special, just a box. But on this box, I need to have a spell put on it that says once activated and closed, if it's ever reopened, it can never be closed again. So once closed and activated, opened, stays open forever. That's like, yeah, I can do that, not a problem. Goes and creates this large box. Some stories say it's a jar, they'll say the Pandora's jar, but we'll usually stick with a box. Looks something like this. Once he has the box, Zeus takes the box around to each of the Olympians. He goes, hey, I need you to do me a favor and come up with the most horrible, evil, nasty, mean thing you can. Bring it into spirit form like a ghost, put it into the box. So each god comes up with something. Hera comes up with jealousy, because she's always upset with Zeus's friends. And you have Dionysus, who comes up with drinking too much. Ares, who comes up with being a bully. You know, and you have Aphrodite, who comes up with vanity and thinking you're all that. So each god comes up with a special thing and puts it into the box. Zeus gets to Athena. He's like, I need you to come up with something evil to put in there. Athena goes, why? Zeus goes, what? Athena goes, why do you need a big box full of evil things? Zeus is like, oh, just to have, you know, around the house, be safe. And he was like, yeah, I don't trust you. So she decides that she's going to do the exact opposite of what he asks. So instead of coming up with something evil, she comes up with something good. And she comes up with hope. And she creates the spirit of hope to put in the box. She's like, yeah, I got something evil. Yeah, we're all good to go. And she sticks it inside the box. Zeus closes the lid, activates it, picks up the box, takes off running. Runs all the way down to Prometheus' house and bangs on the door. Prometheus opens the door up. Zeus is like, hey, are you alone? And Prometheus is like, yeah. She's like, let me in. I'm like, okay. And he lets Zeus in. Zeus sets the box down, shuts the door, and goes, okay, buddy, I need you to do me a favor. Can you do me a solid? And Prometheus is like, yeah, why? What's up? Zeus goes, all right, here's what I need to have happen. You see this box? And he goes, yeah. Zeus goes, you need to hide it for me for a week. 1 week, that's it. Hide it, don't open it, and do not tell my wife. Very important, you do not tell my wife the box is here. Hold on to it for a week, don't open it. Remember those 3 things. Hide it for a week, don't open it, don't tell my wife. And he goes like, what am I, an idiot? Yeah, not a problem. Zeus goes, all right. Zeus takes off. Laughing the whole time. He's an idiot. Well, eventually, Pandora comes home. She's like, hey, honey, I'm home. He's like, hey, come on in. Pandora walks. He's like, what's there? There's a box sitting here. And he's like, oh, yeah, forgot about that. She's like, why is there a box sitting here? He's like, oh, wait. Zeus brought it by. He said not to open it, hold on to it for a week, and not to tell Hera. Those were the 3 things he told me. And Pandora goes, well, what's inside of it? He goes, yeah, I have no idea. She goes, okay. She gets ready to open it, and he goes, no! First rule, don't open it. She's like, oh yeah, okay. So they just push it out of the way. But she tries to ignore the box, but can't. The more she tries to not think about it, the more she begins to think about it. And why can she not forget about it?
Curiosity.
The curiosity keeps going off in her head like a little beacon. Beep, beep, beep. And she was like, well, there's got to be something. You don't just store a random box in someone's house. There's got to be something going on. So she gets curious, goes over to the box and knocks on it. Hello, box! And when she does, it starts making noise and moving around. She's like, whoa! She jumps back. It freaked me out, box. And she's like, okay, that just made it weird. All right, let's try to ignore it as best I can. But then it comes to her. Zeus has a large box that he doesn't want his wife to know about, and says you have to hold on to it for about a week. It makes noise, and something's moving on the inside of it. She figures out what's inside.
A kid.
She figures it's a kid being hidden on the inside, or maybe a mother of a kid. And she's like, well, now I'm aiding and bidding kidnapping. She's like, that's awful. She's like, I can't be part of that. And she's like, well, I have to do something to help them out, because it's been days and they're not eating anything. She's like, all right, I'm at least give them some food. It's the least I can do. So she goes and gets like a little bowl of Cheerios. She's like, I'll just dump the Cheerios in there, and they can eat them off the bottom like a little bird, and we'll be okay. So she goes back over. She's like, hey, thing in the box, are you okay? She's like, well, I think that sounds like a yes. I'm going to give you some Cheerios, okay? She's like, I don't know what that means. She goes over, and she pops the lid and dumps in the Cheerios, and tries to shut the lid again. But when she does, the lid, bling, stays open. And all of a sudden, out fly all of these ghosts. Come flying out of it. She freaks out. Ghosts! And she hits the deck. The ghosts come flying out and start flying all around the world and start going through people. Well, when the ghosts fly through people, they haunt you, and you become part of whatever that evil was. If the greed ghost goes through you, you become greedy. If the hatred ghost goes through you, you start feeling angry and have hatred in you. From all these different ghosts flying around. All people begin to give up and figure life is over, except one thing keeps them from giving up, and that's where hope comes in. The one thing that was in the box from Athena. And when hope comes flying out, people are like, life is awful, there's so many evils, I'll never make it, everything. But I can wait till tomorrow. And the hope goes through, and they're happy. The best part is, who do all the people blame for all this happening?
Pandora.
Pandora. Because Zeus's directions, what did he say not to do?
Open it.
He said, don't open the box. So when people come back and are like, well, who gave you the box? Zeus is like, hey, I said don't open the box. Those were my directions. He's like, there's only one person for you to blame, and that would be Pandora, which goes back to Zeus's master plan. Thus, Pandora, this girl, gets blamed for all the evil in the world, even though it wasn't technically her fault.
We still have one more question left.
I know, the one about on the little blue sheet.
Wait,
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
Is Pandora a human or a
She was a
god?
human,
So she can die.
so she could die. She could get lynched, but hopefully doesn't.
But she's married to a god.
She is. He had to say this human
Does she
form
know?
he was with her. I think so.
Does he ever
See
show
you
his human form?
Tomorrow.
Form?
I don't know. Write her a letter, find out.